Hey guys, this is Jeremy from First Southern Baptist Church in Liberal, Kansas. I want to share with you a worship thought from God's Word today. In Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 and 2, we read these words. Paul writes, "So if you have been raised with Christ, if you're a Christian, seek the things above where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." The author of Hebrews tells us this in chapter 12, verse 2. He says, "Fix your eyes on Jesus Christ, the source and the perfecter of your faith." Now, why do I bring up these ideas, these passages about fixing our minds, fixing our eyes on Jesus, on heaven, and the things of Jesus? Because we live in a world where unity seems to be a very limited commodity that we strive and wish for, but it's hard to find sometimes. I think there's a reason for that. There's a story that I read a long time ago that talked about if you took a large room and you put 100 identical pianos in that room, and you took the first piano and you tuned it to a tuning fork and got it perfectly tuned and it sounded beautiful. You went to the second piano and instead of using the tuning fork, you tuned the second piano off of the first piano and made it sound nice together. Then you moved to the third piano and tuned it off the second, and the fourth piano off of the third, all the way down the line. The study said that by the time you got to piano number 100, because of minute human errors that would grow over time, slowly but surely down the line, the 100th piano and the number one piano would be so far out of tune from each other that you couldn't play them together. They would sound bad. I think so many times in life, that's how we live life. I'm pursuing this and you're pursuing that, and they don't always match up, but we're just pursuing and keep chasing after, and we wonder why we don't always seem to fit even when we come to church. A.W. Tozer is a theologian that I have appreciated the work that he has done and the things that he has to say and how God has led him. In his book, The Pursuit of God, he asked this question: has it ever occurred to you that 100 pianos all tuned to the same tuning fork are automatically tuned to each other? They are of one accord by being tuned not to each other, but to another standard to which each one must individually bow. See, I think that's the challenge that we find ourselves in sometimes, is that instead of tuning ourselves to something that is above us and bigger than us, to which we have to bow our opinions because his opinion is what really matters, we tune ourselves to other people. I don't have to agree with what he says necessarily. I can believe what I want to believe, and I can do what I want to do, and it doesn't matter what that person over there does. And when we tune to each other, the people we agree with, we get along with great. The people we disagree with, we argue with all the time. And there's no unity. I think unity can be found fastest and best when we're pursuing Jesus above all else. That's what the church is supposed to be. Individuals from different backgrounds with different ideologies and different thoughts, all putting themselves under the authority of Jesus, fixing their eyes on heaven, fixing their eyes on Jesus Christ, the source and perfecter of their faith. And as we pursue Jesus from our different points of view and different vantage points, as we pursue him first and foremost, we also draw closer to one another in the church. I hope that's an encouragement to you today, and that's all I've got. We'll see you next time.